The group of black men stood frozen, unable to believe what they were seeing. They shared the same skin color, yet their clothes were worn out and they worked endlessly each day. Across the street, a black man in a sharp suit stepped out of a car. A white driver hurried to open the door for him. At the intersection, a white girl noticed a white man driving a black man and looked utterly confused. Tony, the driver, didn't mind. He even gave her a polite nod. But only months ago, Tony had been deeply racist. When his wife once offered water to two black repairmen, he angrily threw the cups into the trash. Tony worked as a nightclub bouncer known for handling trouble quickly. Whenever rowdy guests caused problems, the owner would call him, and Tony would take care of it fast. He was also street smart. When VIP guests left their hats at the counter claiming they were from their mothers, Tony would quietly slip a small tip to the clerk, pretend the hat was lost, then find it later to earn a big cash reward. But one day the club posted a notice saying it would close for renovations, and Tony suddenly lost his job. Desperate for money, he even entered a hot dog eating contest just to win a few dollars. When his wife found out, she couldn't understand why he was doing such things. Tony just handed her $50 saying rent was due next week. He needed a stable job. Soon he heard about a famous pianist looking for a driver. Tony went for the interview. The house was elegant, and from a grand room walked out a black man dressed in fine clothes and jewelry. His name was Flandre, a world-renowned pianist from New York. He was preparing for an 8-week concert tour through the southern United States. Flandre asked Tony if he was willing to work for a black man. Tony said yes, though he was secretly biased. But he needed the money. The job included not only driving but also laundry and shining shoes. The pay was $100 per week with room and board. Tony hesitated, unwilling to serve anyone, but Flandre insisted, saying the record company had specifically recommended him for his ability to handle difficult situations. Tony raised the offer to $125 per week, and surprisingly the next morning he got the call. The pianist had accepted. Before leaving, the record label warned Tony to make sure the pianist arrived at every concert on time, and handed him a greenbook, a travel guide listing hotels where black travelers were allowed to stay in the segregated South. Before he left, Tony's wife reminded him to write letters home. And so the unlikely pair set off on their long journey together, carrying more than just luggage. They carried the weight of two worlds about to collide.